The ring you'll slide onto someone's finger on the happiest day of your life was not invented for love. It was invented for a man who needed proof. Proof that someone belonged to him. And once you understand what that ring actually meant, you will never look at it the same way again. 5,000 years ago, on the banks of the Nile, Egyptians wove circles out of reeds and slid them onto each other's fingers. They believed the circle had no beginning and no end, a small, fragile symbol of eternity. The hole in the center wasn't empty. It was a gateway, a doorway into a future neither of them could see yet. It's a beautiful story, the kind we still tell today. But then something strange happened. Rome took the ritual and kept the shape, but gutted the meaning. The Romans didn't want eternity. They wanted permanence of a different kind. So they swapped the fragile reed for iron, heavy, cold, built to outlast soft things like feelings. The ring stopped being a gift. It became a receipt. A woman in Rome who received an iron ring wasn't being told, "I love you." She was being marked as legally transferred, moved like property from her father's house to her husband's. The ring wasn't a promise between two people. It was a notice to everyone else. This one is taken. And this is the part almost nobody talks about. For most of human history, the people wearing these rings rarely had a say in the matter at all. Marriage wasn't built around two people choosing each other. It was built around families, land, debts, and alliances. Decisions made by people who would never have to live inside them. The ceremony wasn't the beginning of a love story. It was the paperwork. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part is what happened next. Nothing. The ritual never changed. Century after century, the same circle of metal kept getting placed on the same finger, through the same motion, in front of the same kind of crowd. Only the story around it changed. Greeks added a god of love to the design. Churches began blessing rings around the 9th century, dressing an old contract in spiritual language. Centuries later, an entire industry built around diamonds taught generations that a ring's value was proof of devotion. The function disappeared. The motion stayed exactly the same. And it didn't stop there. Walk into a jewelry store today and listen to how people talk about carat size. Bigger stone, bigger devotion, an invisible scoreboard nobody admits exists out loud. Open social media and you'll see the same ancient instinct wearing a new outfit. The ring photo, posted within hours, captioned with barely a sentence, because everyone already knows exactly what it means without being told. A public notice, the same one issued 3,000 years ago in Rome. We didn't outgrow the announcement, we just gave it better lighting. This was never really about rings. It's about how easily we let a ritual outlive its original purpose and quietly fill the silence with whatever meaning feels good enough to believe. We are storytelling animals. When the why behind something fades, we don't abandon the action. We just write a warmer story to justify still doing it. Look closely enough at any tradition you call romantic, sacred, or just how things are done, and you'll often find the bones of something far colder underneath. Not because love isn't real, but because humans have always been remarkably skilled at performing the same gesture for entirely different reasons, generations apart, without ever noticing the switch. So the next time you see a ring exchanged, ask yourself what you're really witnessing, a promise, or a habit so old we forgot it used to mean something else entirely. Maybe that's the most unsettling tradition of all, not what the ring once meant, but how easily we forgot. Subscribe to our channel for more these like videos.